Hi there, it's Paul from HurricaneForex.com. I'm going to do some chart analysis and using the Hurricane Forex indicator, I'm going to show you some of these patterns and how you can identify these entries, and they're very powerful and they involve a number of signals. Now I'm going to flip over to my live account. There's no trades on at the moment because it is 5:30 in the evening and normally I'm out of my trades by then. So what we're going to do is not that one, that's a proper account. This is the actual live account. So for those of you who don't know what Hurricane Forex indicator is, it's an indicator, obviously, that everything on you see on the screen is an indicator. So it's got all this information like risk and reward. If you're doing a prop challenge, it tells you the percentage risk against your account. So you can see whether you're within the restrictions of prop. It's also got this trade calculator, which is very useful. So if you're looking to take a trade, you can just move it up and down. You see the figures, click on that here. So if I wanted to take a short, for instance, which I don't at the moment, but you can see where price is now. So if I want to take a short there, it tells you the risk and reward, and you can set the lot size that you'd normally use. There's a lot going on the screen, and I'm going to go through this, and then we're going to look at some signals. So we've obviously got Heikin-Ashi candles rather than the standard candles that you normally get on a chart. Obviously, that makes life a lot easier because, and if you're one of these nervous traders like me, who tends to pull out of trades too early because it looks like it's pulling back, you don't see that with the Heikin-Ashi candles. It filters a lot of noise out and makes it much easier. We've got there's a trade there. In fact, since that's up, may as well do some live trading. Let's have a look at GBP JPY. I'm going to flip over to that right now. So obviously you drag and drop it onto the chart. So let's have a look and see what we're going to do with GBP JPY. Now I've got a sell signal on it, but it's got slightly bullish momentum, and actually the 50-period Heikin-Ashi moving average is in a buy. That's this one here. Although the 200-period Heikin-Ashi moving average is in a sell, I won't be taking a sell on this right now. Let's see that sell signal. That's what I'm looking at now, and I'll show you why. Okay, basically because the market's going the opposite direction, and this just looks like a pullback for a buy. So if I was to see a buy signal, I might be looking at something different. So we've got those two things. We've also got the MACD status for the different time frames, which is very useful, and it says 63% buy. And you can see that actually I did take this trade and I got a bit of profit out of it, but not a lot. It stopped out in profit because at 30 pips I put my stop inside my entry, and this was actually a good setup for that trade, but it did just bounce off the 50-period Heikin-Ashi moving average, which was bullish, and that was to be expected. Okay, so going to go through looking for signals. Now obviously you're sitting there and you want to establish whether you should take a trade or not, and it looks really crazy. There looks like lots of stuff all over the screen until you sort of zoom it out. Now I'm using fib levels here. There's another option for doing targets, and that's using the cave indicator, which is free. You can download it from the MetaTrader store or HurricaneForex.com. Okay, so let's look through. I just want to find a relatively clear signal. I mean, look at this. This is Aussie yen. You can see it's completely flat. So you can see the 200-period Heikin-Ashi moving average and the 50-period are sitting there. It's tiny flat, and it was tiny flat until Monday night when it just went bang. Okay, but you obviously can't take that. You can't trade into that. But now we've got some volatility back in the market. We're going to look for some trading things. I'm just going to start some software I use for mark drawing on the screen, which is here somewhere. There is. Okay, because this is going to help our cause. Okay, so I want to pay. Now I know that this does look a bit crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just focus on the signals we're looking for. Here's one here. Now you can see the 50-period Heikin-Ashi move average is moving upwards. Okay, now there is quite thin momentum there. You can see that there. Okay, but we have got the two signals tied up to each other, and in that case we can take a buy, and you can see it went right up to the 11.8% where it's kind of stalled, which is a bit of a shame. So by having those two signals, and if I go back to my diagram here, you can see that you've got this thing going on here, okay, where you've got the two signals. And same for a sell. You see I've got the two signals on top of each other. All right, now that's cool, okay, when that happens. But there is another type of signal we're looking for, and that is where you get, there's one here, in fact. You can see you get alerts on both of these. There's one there, and here's the secondary signal. That's your go signal, if you like, based on this one. All right. Now, that's the second type of signal. I'm going to try and find a bit of a better one. Now, you can see, you might go, oh, there's loads and loads of signals and everything's confusing. Here you go. There again. So we're in a downtrend. It's obviously a downtrend. Okay, even though this is a big pullback, we've got a little signal there, and you can see that although it's moving up, so I'd be cautious about that one there. There's this one here as well, where this is using the same type of signal I was talking about before, where we've got this the two signals together, okay, and they're valid trades. That's a valid trade. It only made it halfway. Your target would have actually been down here, and you see how the bottom of that, so those green dots there, that's the bottom of the Dochian channel. So if you can stick your take profit there, but it did actually pull back up, okay, because the market's moving into an uptrend. And you can see, by the way, we're in a strong downtrend there. And you can see it starts to go in blue where the market's moving up. So there's two signals then, and here's the second type of signal here. Okay, you will see firstly we get our sell signal, okay, but we don't enter the trade there. We wait for that. Okay, that's our confirmation of the sell, and when that happens, it moves. It will then break out into the sell. Okay, it doesn't happen all the time because this is the forex markets. They do what they want. So again, you've got these here, but you've got a buy, you've got a bullish Heikin-Ashi moving average, which means you should proceed with only caution. And so you probably wouldn't take these trades. However, you have got this here. You can see this is a stronger version of the signal. When you've got this, when you've got the first sell and then the second confirmation, and then you've got the actual breakout. And then, again, we've got the thing here, but this is quite flat market. In fact, you can see here, it just keeps bouncing off of the Heikin-Ashi moving average. Sorry about that. It was a timer going off. It keeps bouncing off of this, and it's kind of bouncing between these two fib levels. So you could do some, if you wanted to take that trade, you could actually just aim back for that fib level again, because it's very flat, which is normally because it's waiting for news, and we do have non-farm payrolls on Friday and it's Wednesday. Normally that doesn't happen, but again, you can use this for swing trading. Is a nice downtrend. So would you take a buy in this downtrend? You could do, but it would be crazy. So we've got here, there's a signal there, there's a signal there. There is a buy signal here, if you don't mind trading against the trend. But you see whether you get these isolated signals which are not connected to anything, they're generally just pullbacks. You can see there we go. So we had a pullback there. Okay, so look at this buy signal. There's a buy signal here. But again, it's not got much power in it. Why not? Because we're in a downtrend. Okay, so you just need to check that, check the 5-minute Heikin-Ashi as well, which is bullish at the moment. You can see that that's going up, so we want to stay out of it until that goes red at this end, okay, and starts going down. But it is quite a flat trade. You can see by the trend strength, this is a bit flat, so it's not a very powerful. Now this is a really nice short entry here that we could take. These hatched areas, incidentally, okay, are normally places where the market consolidates, so it just sort of sits there bouncing up and down. But you can see we've got the way it just travels across the fib levels, pulls back halfway, back down to the next fib level, pulls back halfway. There's another trade entry there with a breakout, double top into a breakout, and then it bounced back up. Okay, there wasn't a buy signal there, which is quite interesting, because we're still in a bearish trend as far as it's concerned. We have had a buy. It's bounced beautifully off the 200 period Heikin-Ashi moving average and the 50%. So I'd be waiting for some kind of sell signals, but I can't see any at the moment, so I'm kind of holding out with the CAD yen. Again, we've got the same sort of picture on Swiss yen as well. You look at this. We had this buy out of there, okay, but I am looking for my patterns. Here we go. There's another one up here. So we see where we've got, this was quite flat. Then we get this sell signal followed by this one here. It almost like magic sees the breakout, and then we're into this big breakout down. Okay? And you do get fakes, so that's why I like to go safe at 30 pips. Stop inside the entry at 30 pips. Again, looking at this, it's just a flat. You could probably In fact, it does look like it's breaking out a little bit, but remember, I'm looking for that signal. So I've got a sell there. I suspect it will pull back here, and then I'll be in for a sell on that one. But it's got to break through this green area or the red area. See how it bounces up, hits this red area, just can't get any further forwards, and then bounces down again. So a little swing trade going on here. We've got the same sort of thing. Look at that powerful buy signal there. Okay, again, you've got this going on here. There's this one, and then that one. There's these two, but again, you wouldn't take them because it's in an uptrend, so you only consider uptrend. So there's a buy there, but they're not matching my pattern for buys. Okay, because I haven't got, in fact, the actual cross to the upside. So this is the problem is with that is it's too messy to get involved with. But this one's quite clear where you've got those two tied up together. I think we've got one down there as well. Yeah, there's another one. They can be on as long as they're near to each other. That's cool. So there's that one there. So you see, we've got all this faffing around, and there's another one here, and it does make it. You know, I don't know how many pips that is. Probably 30, 40 pips or something before it pulls back. Let's just have a little look. So if we were to enter on this candle, yeah, that's 58, 60 pips. So it does make 60 pips before it pulls back. So you would be, you know, hopefully you would be safe. These gold dots, by the way, are potential targets. So we've got the pullback, and then they sell. There's the signal. It doesn't really go anywhere because it's in an uptrend. We've got the momentum, flipping through different charts. And you might go, do you really trade all those charts? Yes, I do. And it does look crazy. It looks crazy. It looks like there's hundreds of signals. When you get lots of signals like that, that's a flat market. You stay out of it. Whereas you could trade this one easily. It's in a downtrend, bounced off the 200 period Hekanashi moving average. You've got this one here. There's that. Okay, and we can actually measure this entry on that candle. Okay, that only made it 30 bits, but I wouldn't enter that anyway because look at that. That's a blue Hekanashi candle, so you wouldn't enter it anyway. There's a buy there, and there. Then you've got your second. So here's a pair there that match each other. Sadly, this one would have stopped you out, but most of the time, there's one there, there's one there. If they're lined up like that with each other, okay, then you can see how here the Hekanashi moving average went bullish, and so once that's bullish, I wouldn't be interested in taking longs here at all because although it's bouncing nicely off this 50% fib level, which it isn't really a fib level, it just happens to be somewhere where things bounce. That's what I'd be looking at, that one there, and then it just gets really flat. So I hope that's helpful. HurricaneForex.com is the website, and you can have a look at some of the other tools I've got there. If you've got any questions, you can join our trading room, hf-traders.com, or I've got a Mastodon server on forextraders.one, which is the latest thing. Supposedly going to replace Twitter, which you're welcome to come and join in with. I hope that's helpful. HurricaneForex.com.